I was solo traveling through America around the time of Super Bowl, and I had never watched the Super Bowl, right? I'm from Denmark. Like, football here is like soccer. I wanted to watch the Super Bowl, right? I was traveling by myself. I sat down at a sports bar by myself, ordered a burger, soda, and just watched the game. And I got so many looks. Like, people were just staring at me. I was like, what, like, do I have a booger? Like, what's wrong? I think people were just, I don't like saying weirded out, but I just think they were surprised by seeing like a girl in a sports bar, having a burger, enjoying her life, watching the Super Bowl for the first time. The point of it all is that I had the time of my life because I had practiced it. And here's what I didn't just tell you. 6 months before the Super Bowl sports bar incident, I was terrified of the thought of sitting alone at a restaurant, but I also knew that if I wanted to change, I had to change. And at the time, I wanted and needed more confidence and more power and more peace in who I was as a person. So to fall in love with yourself, I have a few things I would love to touch on. I just want to say here at first, like, it's so important to just start to get to know yourself. What do you enjoy and what do you feel uncomfortable doing? Because then you should do that. And I think it all starts with dating yourself. And dating yourself can basically be anything and everything. You just have to get out of your house and do something by yourself. Do something that you would usually do with your friends, but do it alone. And I know that having a meal at a restaurant by yourself can seem like a lot. And you don't have to start there if that seems too scary. You can start by going to the park by yourself, reading a book, or you can start grabbing coffee, eating a croissant, whatever it is. And what's funny about this is that I feel like the more I grow, the more the people around me grow. So I talked to my mom the other day and she was just like, do you know what? I just sat alone in a restaurant eating dinner by myself. And I was like, what? I was so proud of her. Like, I could never have imagined her doing that, and like her actually doing that and surprising me. Like, I didn't know. I was so surprised. I was just so proud of her. And I love to get reminded of that. Or parents and like the generation above you, it's still their first time experiencing life and it's still their first time learning new stuff. And the fact that I sometimes get reminded of that is such a good thing for me, because in my head I'm like, she knows everything, but she doesn't. And she told me that she'd been a little nervous and she had wanted to grab her phone and like scroll through to protect and like block that she was there by herself, but she resisted. She put it in her bag and didn't touch it until she was out of the restaurant again. And guess what she said? It wasn't scary at all. It wasn't scary at all. If you're watching, Mom, I love you. I'm so proud of you. Showing yourself that you can go through uncomfortable things will make you stronger and more confident, because uncomfortable is only temporary. Uncomfortable is always temporary. And the planet will keep spinning no matter what you do. The sun will rise tomorrow no matter what you choose to do today. When you choose to date yourself, eat by yourself, go get coffee by yourself, whatever it is, it's really important that you don't bring distractions, because that will kind of have the opposite effect of what you're doing. Imagine you're sitting down having lunch by yourself and you're scrolling through social media. Your phone is kind of protecting you from acknowledging that you're there by yourself. It makes your mind spin about whatever's going on. And that's not going to do anything for you. Your confidence is not going to grow from that. When you choose to do this, I want you to do it like 100%. Go all in. Put your phone away and just accept the present moment. Accept that you sit there by yourself and pat yourself on the back for doing that. And to accomplish these big things like confidence and self-worth, it's those really small things that creates the whole picture. Like putting your phone away when you're out having lunch with yourself. Another thing that elevated my confidence and my self-worth was when I began to smile at myself and tell myself positive things. You can make it a habit to smile to yourself and give yourself a compliment or two every time you look yourself in the mirror. And it might seem like sometimes there is really nothing to compliment, but you can force compliments out, okay? Like force it. Because I will say that in the beginning, it feels fake and it feels like You don't really believe the things you're saying, but we become what we repeatedly think to ourselves. So when you repeatedly think that I'm gorgeous, I'm stunning, I am clever, I am successful, I'm powerful, I deserve the world, you will start to believe that. Simple as that. And it might seem superficial, but fuck superficial. Start superficial, fake it till you make it, at least in the beginning. And then a couple of months go by and you start to kind of give into that, like, yeah, I am powerful. And it will start to change. When it changes, and when you go long term with these things, your life will become better. You will become happier. You will appreciate yourself on a whole new level. You will raise your value, you'll raise your standards towards yourself, but also towards the people you let into your life. So let's start thinking the right thoughts. Another thing you can do to fall in love with yourself is to spoil yourself. And yeah, like material things are kind of superficial, but it can go some of the way for you. It's all about making a decision, right? You have to make the decision that you are the main character in your life. Romanticize your life, okay? I have a thing about like getting coffees while I'm out, because there is just something of a girl like walking around with her flat white like around the city, or like her specialty coffee from that special coffee shop that focuses on coffee from Brazil. You know, for me, there's something about that. So that's what I do. But seriously, spoil yourself. Go buy that dress you have had your eyes on for the last month now. The truth is that you are the main character in your life. And honestly, like, it would be a mistake, I feel like, and dishonest to go around and wait for the right time to buy that right thing, or you're waiting for the right income, or you're waiting for someone to buy it for you. You're just holding your full potential off until the right time. But like, truth is, like, there is no right time. Like, who said that there is a right time for anything? Just go do it now. It's one decision. And yeah, like, material things are not going to take you all the way to boost your confidence, but it will take you some other way. You have to start treating yourself right. And that means changing your mindset about certain things, like going to the gym and the food you eat, what relaxation is, what studying is. And I think a lot of people have a tendency to label things in their life good and bad. That could be everything and anything. And there are definitely certain things in your life that you know if you keep doing them, it won't take you to the level you want to go, and yet you keep doing them. So we label them as bad things. That's the bad habits that we want to move away from. And then there are the good habits that if we implement those and keep doing those, they will take us to that next level where we want to go. Now, every time we do one of the bad habits, we feel guilty and we dislike ourselves for have done that and for caving into that bad habit. But when we can change our mindset and actually try to remove the words bad and good about whatever we're doing, and instead just get really honest with ourselves, asking ourselves before doing the thing, do I really want to do this right now? Is this something my soul is craving for? Or is it just something I'm used to doing and therefore I'm doing it? I will bet that most of the times you don't really want to do it. You're just used to thinking that you want to do it and therefore you do it. But if you can start becoming aware and asking yourself that beforehand, you can start taking back control. We can actually sit down and be like, okay, well, where do I want to go? And what habits will I have to do to get to where I want to go? Because then you can start doing whatever aligns you with your goal and who you want to become. Do you dream of becoming a runner, but you aren't a runner yet? Start telling yourself, I am a runner. And start asking yourself in certain situations, or in every situations, what would a runner do? What would a runner do? What would a runner do? What would a healthy person do? What would a successful business owner do? What would an influencer do? And so on and so on. By asking these questions, over time, you can manipulate you and your thoughts and closing the gap between who you are now and who you want to be. Falling in love with yourself sounds easy, but it's very hard to do. But it all starts with a decision. And when you have made the decision of starting to get to know you better and to commit to the process, to start healing, to start learning, you will get there in no time. If you have any questions, I would love to hear them in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, please like to this video and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!